till you get it right. All we could do was fuss and fight. Then one day we got that call, time to do a show in a concert hall. When we saw Green in hand, all we could was demand short sets, long breaks, big money. Shows for the Skinner band, making a living in front of a mic. I never made a dollar that I didn't like. Making a living and I'm making some cash. Got the money, honey, now we got the plan. Short sets, long breaks, big money. Sitting back in my easy chair, thinking about the times when we were there. One day soon I'll be 6 foot down. Don't you worry, honey, now don't you frown. I'm up in heaven with a dancing fool, making my music and setting my rules. Short sets, long breaks, big money. Short sets, long breaks, big money.
Just a gypsy with a full tank of gas. Not sure where my next meal's from. Put down the pedal and sing into the sun. Moonshine, light my way. Won't you take me down south to stay? Tomorrow is one more day. So moonshine, light my way. And all aboard and we're ready to go. Rocking down down the highway to another sold-out show. And I smoke because I roll my own. Reading all the billboards telling me to go home. Moonshine, line my way. Won't you take me down south to stay? Tomorrow is one more day. So moonshine, light my way. Had a little trouble way back when. Life ain't easy, back on the road again. Got myself lost way out of town. Said a prayer to the dashboard, and I would not back down. Moonshine, light my way. Won't you take me down south to stay? Tomorrow is one more day. So moonshine, light of my way. Coming through the fog at the line. Better cross your fingers that you'll make it home alive. Shadows jump out in front of my car. Keep your dice on the dashboard and your lightning in the jar. Moonshine, light my way. Won't you take me down south to stay? Tomorrow is one more day. So moonshine, light of my way. I let moonshine light of my way. Thank you. That's
Good Thursday morning to you, Walrus Nation. It's Throwback Thursday, or whatever you want to call it. Here in Maryland, it's another rainy day. Hopefully this stuff moves out of here, man. It's a little difficult for me to deal with, just so you know. It's hard to have that. I'm excited about it. You just want to sleep if you're like me. Rainy days, I just want to stay in the bed, take a nap, and enjoy the relaxation. But the world keeps going, the bills keep coming, so we got to stay on top of things. And Holly's apparently guarding the street very well, if you can hear her barking in the background. We got a great show for you today. We'll have your Daily Dope coming up later on in the program. I've also got some really good entertaining stories to share with you and put a smile on your face, I hope, sometime throughout the day. Where's my dog lovers at? My four-legged friend parents. You've got rituals, I'm sure. Your dogs, your critters are in a routine. And with the rain, our regular routine gets screwed up, probably as yours does too, if you take your dog for walks. Now, here at the Walrus compound, we've got a nice backyard with room to run, but, you know, they still enjoy their one-on-one time with me because I can't handle all three of them at the same time anymore, but I can still walk them, and it's part of my daily exercise and therapy, and, you know, helps keep the walrus moving, you know. Well, with the rain yesterday, they wouldn't even, go outside to use the restroom, you know. They didn't use it in the house, don't get me wrong. They're very well trained and very well behaved, but nah, we're not doing this. And so we didn't get our stroll in either. Well, this morning, Rock could go one day without it, but he's usually the instigator, and I let him tried to let them go outside to use the potty and get settled down before I got started here. And when they went out, it wasn't raining hard enough. When they come back in, Rock started that pacing and that whining. And I was like, okay, we'll get her done. So we got our walk in this morning, and I realized I actually missed it yesterday. That morning activity of getting the blood flowing, especially to me, helps the hamster wheels get to spinning a little faster upstairs. So we got to wake my brain up with fresh blood every morning. So you got to get that heart pumping, you know. And I realize I need that. I need that probably more than they do. Does a little morning exercise help you get started, Walrus Nation? And if you don't know because you're not doing it, and I don't walk far. Now it's because I'm lazy. Back in the beginning of my recovery, and I started to try to do things I used to do. Pam and I walked with me. Pam walked with me the first couple of times, and we took all three, and we realized that I'm not capable of doing that at that time. And now I probably could do it, but I enjoy the one-on-one time, and I take three shorter walks instead of one big lap around the neighborhood. But if you don't do it, give it a try. It's not got to be like that vigorous walk. Just get up and get moving a little bit. I know a lot of folks like to go down in their basement with their morning coffee and hit the treadmill or stair climber or something, but there's just something for me that I enjoy about being outside about it, even when it's dreary like this. And so we got our stroll in this morning. Mother Nature gave us a little break in the raindrops, and we made it just fine. Although it is funny, another little funny incident from this morning's walk. It's been raining a few days, so neighbors and things haven't had the opportunity to get their grass cut, and some of it's a little taller. And when you're a little short, brown, round ball of fur like Rocky is, his belly's big enough for a dog with 24-inch legs, and Rocky's only got 4-inch legs. Now, they're a little longer than that, but he's built pretty close to the ground like I am. And so when they, checking out all the pea mail where all the other dogs have left their mark, Rocky got to leave one. Well, when that grass is tickling him, he's not real pleased about that. He needs that grass to be cut a little bit shorter. He gets all kinds of bent out of shape and starts barking at the grass because it tickled his little pee-pee while he was peeing on it. I don't know why I thought I needed to share that with you, but if that doesn't make you smile, just get a visual. A little fat, brown, round dog trying to leave his mark where other dogs have, and he gets upset because somebody was tickling his little pee-pee while he was trying to pee. I mean, I like my pee-pee tickled, but not while I'm trying to pee. Walrus Nation, it's Thursday. Welcome to the program. Stick around. I've got a whole lot of fun and entertainment for you. Glad to see our buddy Roadho made it to Myrtle Beach. He said it's not raining down there yet. He's got a video up of beach life watching the waves come in and break on the beach there. So glad you're there safe and sound. Hope the rain holds off for everybody down there in Myrtle Beach. And stick around. There's a whole lot more walrus fun still to come. Happy Thursday to you, Walrus Nation. Hey, as we started out this morning, I'm sharing a little stories with you about my four-legged babies down here, the fur kids. I want to take the opportunity to remind you, coming up August the 5th, mark your calendars, here in the Baltimore metropolitan area. It is the 10th anniversary of Ride for the Animals. Our dear friend, and I know I'm going to butcher your last name, so please forgive me, Natalie Kazik, and I'm not sure if I've got that last name right. I'm pretty positive I don't. But for 10 years, this will be the 10th anniversary. She's been putting this ride on to help rescues. I'm sorry, the CD skipped. She helps organizations like the Baltimore Bully Crew and a couple of other organizations. And though Natalie, I did see you announce that for reasons beyond ours and their control, that the Baltimore Bully Crew was backing out of this year's ride, but there will be another beneficiary named for their share of the money raised that day. And for 10 years she's been doing this, and I'm honored to be a part of it this year. So August 5th, mark your calendars. It's Ride for the Animals. You can find that event on Facebook, get all the details you need, and come out and be a part of it. We'll be there as vendors. I'll have the choppers there and all your crazy bitch entertainment, Thunder, Walrus, and white trash apparel you need and want and so desperately desire. I'm still working on getting that squared away. I'm contemplating this morning. I was thinking about it, like maybe I've got an eBay store where I used to sell motorcycles back in the day. That eBay store is still active. Maybe I could put them up there, and that way people could order them. I'll ship them to you, and use PayPal. I do, as a way to pay for it. But that'll be coming. I've got a whole lot of things to work out and get through with that. So we'll work those out. But the upcoming events, I'll be sharing those with you later on in the program. And I'm finding this to be therapeutic for me. So it looks like for right now, every morning we're going to start the show with greeting, get the music out, get some information shared with you, and then before we jump into the heart of the thing, we're going to get our morning bitch done. Yesterday I bitched about my cell phone and how the internet slows down here at home after everybody gets home from work, blah, blah, blah. Today, watching the news this morning, having my morning coffee with the puppies and Pam Pie, and start reading stuff as I'm preparing for the show, and somebody is, and I don't care that it's Trump. The fact of the matter is, it was the statement that they were picking on. It amplified it because it came from the president. But apparently during a round table conversation, he referred to some illegal aliens as animals. Well, we're not always, not all people are animals, but some of those folks might not be good people. And we have to be, what do you want to call them? Unacceptable human beings? I mean, you've got to be able to identify them. And yes, maybe that was a little harsh, but case in point, I know a Baltimore City police officer, and I'm not going to know any names. He is an African American and has been on the force for a very long time. And even he himself refers to some of the neighborhoods in Baltimore City as being occupied by animals. They have no respect for life. They're almost like a carnivorous animal on the hunt, though they're not eaten, but they have no problem with killing. They have no problem with destruction of property, or they have no respect for their neighbors. And we got to be able to call a spade as we see it, okay? It was Trump that did it this time. All right, it makes it a big deal because the president did it. But if anybody said it, the fact that you can't make any type of judgment on anybody. We were talking about the teacher yesterday that was drowning the nuisance raccoon and having the students help him. A little deeper vetting into who this guy really is. You got to know people personally. You got to get to know them a little deeper than just what their resume says and what their education is. There is a person that has issues. We all do. Some sort of another. We all are dealing with our own, for lack of a better term, demons inside of us. The negative side of us, where we're hard on ourselves, where we don't have confidence, where we judge ourselves a little more stringently than those around us. And if you're in a situation where you're not the one judging you the hardest, you're hanging around the wrong people. But for us to be able to call a spade, these people are unpleasant. They are unruly. They are, animals. Oh, God, all of a sudden then it becomes, judgmental and inflammatory. Well, no. That's why we ought to get them in here legally, so we can vet these people and find out, what is your background in your homeland? Were you a respectable person? Do you have a good history? You're not coming here because you murdered your whole family and escaped from jail, are you? We have to be able to, for lack of a better term, call it as we see it. And just because that police officer or President Donald Trump sees or views people as animals, they're not allowed to use that reference, analogy or simile, whatever the appropriate English. Miss Snyder, if you're listening, I'm sorry. The 7th grade English teachers who Miss Snyder was. But whether it's a simile or metaphor, whatever it is, you can't be offended by it. He didn't call you animals. He didn't call your family animals. He didn't call all immigrants animals. He's just saying that as part of the good people that are making their way here to try to work hard, and yes, there are some. But there's also the other side of that coin, the seedy, shady portion of people that want to get in here because they see opportunities to pillage and torment our society and give a bad name to the good folks that are trying to get here, whether it's legal or illegal. You got here. All right, let's make them part of the program. Let's weed them out. The ones that are bad are in prison, go get them out of jail and send them back home. Stop letting our tax dollars take care of them. We won't call them the animals. We'll call them the unpleasants. We're going to weed out the unpleasants. But for God's sakes, everybody, stop being so damned offended, so thin-skinned and easy, especially when they ain't talking about you. Realize that the reality is there is bad and there is good. And somehow we have to be able to figure out which ones are the ones we want as a part of our society. We got to set limitations, set guidelines, a certain code of ethic and living. And we've let that go to hell here in America just by the way we treat violent offenders. Look, man, these people that are going off and waxing 17 people at one time do not deserve, they deserve exactly what they're entitled to, a speedy trial. Get them in there, get it done, and get them in the electric chair because they don't belong here. When children can't go to school and be safe, even when there's freaking cops there, they still aren't safe. Our society is getting out of hand, and we govern ourselves, if you remember that. We're supposed to. Not the people on your county board, not the people on your state legislature, and not your federal representatives in D.C. Somewhere along the line, citizens on patrol, the original meaning of the word, or COP is an acronym for Citizens on Patrol. We don't patrol or govern ourselves no more, and things get out of hand, and now you can't call unruly, unworthy people animals because that's offensive. All right, that's it. The morning bitch is done. We've cleared our systems, and this is time for you all to bitch your own bitch. This is just my bitch, and I appreciate y'all listening. But when you get up in the morning and something starts your day on a negative aspect, you got to get your bitch out. Now, see, that bitch was a little longer rant because I didn't want to explain two things to you, but my phone and that slowness I described yesterday, I throwed that damn thing across the room and throwed it on the couch. I was smart enough not to throw it in the floor and break it again, but I did throw it on the couch, had to walk away from it for a few minutes. That kind of stuff starts my morning on a negative aspect, and you've got to find a way to flush that out, put that in the septic tank where it belongs. And so that morning bitch. Get all that negative energy that you've built up from either left over from yesterday, and I hope that's not the situation. Wasn't mine. I woke up good this morning, but then finding out, because Donald Trump called somebody an animal, so what? They are. Some of them are animals. They're unruly, unworthy American citizens, so send them back home. And then that phone started with me. Whew. Really tried to make my day start out crappy. Morning bitch is over, and we're going to get on to the fun and exciting entertainment of the Walrus Attacks program. Not really. We're going to get more into the information of it. I've got your daily dope coming up a little later on in the program. Coming up this weekend, it's getting closer, and the forecast keeps getting a little better. Saturday's looking better. Hopefully tomorrow it will look real good, because now it's just saying AM showers for Saturday. So as of right now, that weather forecast stays good for tomorrow. I'll be loading up after the show, making sure the vending stuff is all in the trailer. The bikes are strapped down and ready to go, and we'll be headed over to the Outlaw Jamboree at Uncle Bob's Corral in the woods there in Elkton, Maryland. That's the address of it, is Elkton, Maryland, but it's up there in the northeast corner. We'll be up there all day. Great music, entertainment, vendors all day long. Come by and say hi, and then if they don't back out and the weather doesn't interfere with Sunday, May the 20th, it's Rock Hall's Spring Bike Fest for 2018. Rock Hall, Maryland, there at the Rock Hall Bayside Landing. We'll be hanging out, enjoying music, entertainment in there as well, and just hopefully a good day to take a nice ride to the eastern shore of Maryland. Come out, see yours truly, pick up your new swag and apparel from Crazy Bitch Entertainment, Thunder Walrus, and White Trash. Yes, it says White Trash on the front, and then on the back it says if Bike Rallies was a family event, motorcycles that have 4 doors. The female Crazy Bitch Entertainment shirt says on the back, we don't hide our crazy, we give it a cocktail and parade it on the porch. And we'll have all of those available for you. Come by, say hi, and hang out at either of these fun events. I'm looking forward to them, because it's been a couple of weekends since I've been able to do it. I did that first one for a bait back the 28th or something of April, or whatever it was, a couple weeks ago, and that went very well. The reception was great. Man, it really warmed my heart to see all those people out and hang out and socialize with a lot of folks I hadn't seen in a long time. And man, you get that a little taste of that, and you want to do more of that. You know, you want to hang out with the people that love you and you love back, and it feels good. So I'm hoping that the weather does get itself cleared out by tomorrow evening, early Saturday morning, and both of these events will go off without a hitch. How mad you ever been in a convenience store or fast food restaurant? Stick around, because after this music break, I've got a woman you are not going to believe. This is the Walrus Attacks Podcast. Happy Thursday, y'all.
Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Hold up the hand if you're loving this fashion and styling. Hear me now. There's a posse in the corner, all of them all around for murder. Well, let me say, whoa. Yeah, yeah. Whoa, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa, whoa. Ah! Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Well, if the posse and I sing up on a pissing and the lion. Oh yeah. And if you're coming to the battle, then you better not start crying. Well, let me hear you say, whoa. Yeah, yeah. Whoa. Yeah. ba number one. Booty ba number two. Booty ba number three. Booty ba number four. But your wheelie, just the one wheel wheelie. Come on now. Must see in the corner, all of them all around for Merle. Go to me, you say whoa. Yeah, yeah. Whoa, yeah. Whoa, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa, yeah. Blow your trombone, Mike. Booty ba number one. Booty ba number two. Booty ba number three. Booty ba number four. Hold up your hand if you're loving this and fashion and styling. Hear me now. There's a posse in the corner, all of them all around for murder. Who let me you say whoa? Yeah, yeah. Whoa, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Little New Kings of Rhythm there. I don't know why I like that song. I like it very much. It's just upbeat. You can't hardly understand a thing he's saying. But I just like the Buddha Ba number three. I don't know what that means. It may have some rhythm importance in blues music or whatever. I'm not sure. But I just like it. I hope it helped you a little bit. Get you a little pep in your step for this Thursday. The Walrus Wonders question of the day is up. Got some pretty cool answers already. Be sure you go to my personal page, Tim Yarsh, or the Thunder Walrus fan page. It's posted on both of those, and you can post your answer. What or where would you go? You're given one free trip anywhere in the world. Where would you like to go? What would you like to see? Are you looking for a vacation, or do you want to go see one of the seven wonders of the world? See a place, something exotic or historical. Go, let me know. Check out the Facebook page. Put your answer up. We'll share those with you later on in the program. So now, the lady I told you won't freaking believe. And I know we've heard these stories. There's a video to this one. And I'm not sure what a Tim Hortons is. I think it's a restaurant, maybe a fast food place. It is in British Columbia, Canada. But in the video, though it doesn't have any sound, you can see this woman is aggressively talking to the employee behind the counter, screaming pretty much. And as she starts to become a little more irate, you can see a staff member start to come out from behind the counter. Well, this little crazy woman backs her butt up, leans up against the partition between the ordering portion of the restaurant and dining and entrance areas and stuff, pulls her freaking yoga pants down and takes a dump. That's not the best part. This raging lunatic then scoops it up and begins to start throwing it like a monkey at the staff. And she doesn't appear to be a very big woman. She's a little bitty, skinny white lady, you can tell. And takes a crap and then starts throwing it at the employees. Because, according to the report, she was denied access to the restroom. But she was denied access because of previous incidences at this store. It says the Tim Horton's spokesperson says, our current understanding is that the team member used their discretion in this case and denied access to this guest based on past behavior and out of concern for the immediate safety of team members and guests in the restaurant. As matters escalated, the team member contacted local authorities for assistance, but not before this little whack job had the opportunity to back up, drop trowel, and take a dump, right? And then picks it up and starts throwing it. Grabs napkins off the counter, proceeds to attempt to clean her rear end, and then starts throwing it. This chick had to be some kind of crackhead or something. They just said for previous behavior in the restaurant, which, you know, she could have been in there getting a fix, or went in there and instead of crapping in the toilet, crapped in the sink or something. That's just the world. It's not just here in America. It's Canada. The world's full of crazy people, and they're starting to gain strength in numbers. I'm not opposed to saying, hey, you don't need to reproduce. We're going to make sure that don't happen. Some people shouldn't. I'm just saying. There are people out there that should never have the opportunity to have children. But sometimes you don't find out how big a whack job they are until they've actually mingled into society and blended in with everybody like aliens from another planet, and then all of a sudden their third head starts popping out, or, you know, whatever their freakiness is, it starts to uncover itself. Walrus Nation, what kind of freakiness are you hiding and covering up? I'm the kind of guy that likes to let my freak shine. You know, what you see is what you get. There ain't nothing hidden, I mean, other than a little rage and anger, anxiety issues. But outside of that, you know, I'm not contemplating how I can go out of this world with a huge bang and take me and a whole bunch of other folks. No, and I'm not trying to figure out how I can make somebody else's life miserable. Mine's miserable. No, I'm just kidding. Mine's miserable enough on its own. I don't need to make somebody else. That is a joke, trust me. Yours truly has a way better life than I deserve, I guarantee you. And if you look at your blessings and take time to count them, you'll probably realize you're doing a little better than you should be, too. I hope that's the case. Walrus Nation, it's a rainy, damp Thursday, but we're still on this side of the grass looking at it grow, wishing we could get it cut before the weekend. I got to tell you, though, the vegetation in our backyard, whether it's bushes or flowers or just the leaves on the trees, man, all this water's sure doing them a great deal, because everything's vibrant and green, and the limbs are so heavy with water and the leaves are so heavy with water, they're hanging down. Watch, we'll go from this right to like desert kind of dry heat. It won't rain again until the 4th of July. I hope that's not the case. This is the Walrus Attacks podcast for Thursday, May the 17th, 2018. I hope you're enjoying your day, Walrus Nation.
Charity, feeling that we're getting seems to set us free. Cutting down a back road, it gets a little tight. Holding up the signs, it was quite a sight. you feel the thunder? Oh yeah. Keep that rubber on the road, 2 by 2. We live to ride, it's what we love to do. Ain't nothing like the sound that a motorcycle makes. Couple thousand miles of the ground will shake. It's like a rolling thunder. We're gonna ride this motorcycle. Can you feel thunder? It's like a rolling thunder. We're gonna ride this motorcycle to 6 feet under. Oh, let's ride. We're gonna 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 ride.
There we go. Happy Walrus Thursday. Happy Thursday, Walrus Nation. See, little discombobulated there. I pushed the mic button. It didn't come on, man, and it just threw me right into a tailspin. Watch how this works out. Hey, y'all understand the science of a body clock, right? That our bodies have an internal clock, and, you know, depending on whether what your schedule is, you can set that clock. Like I got friends that work night shift. One of the deputies with the Harford County Sheriff's Department is a friend of mine, and he's a night shift supervisor. And, you know, his body clock is now set at a different time because even on his days off, you know, he's up all night. He just spends a little more time awake during the day to socialize with friends and spend time with his bride and all that good stuff. But that body clock may be a little more important than any of us ever knew before. Some scientists have got this together and did a study on 91,000 people. A Lancet psychiatry study found a disrupted body clock was linked with depression, bipolar disorder, and other problems. The Glasgow researchers said it was a warning to societies becoming less in tune with these natural rhythms. The study went on, says that every cell in your body has a ticking clock in it, a body clock. And when you disrupt, you've seen it before. You've been traveling. I know it happened to me on a trip. Pam and I took a long time ago. God, it's 10 years now. We had the opportunity to go to Hawaii. And we had to leave the house here at like 3 o'clock in the morning, go to Philly, catch a flight out to the west, and then a link on to Honolulu. And it was like 19 hours of travel. Combined all of that with the 6-hour time difference between the East Coast of America and Hawaii, man, our sleep cycle, our body clocks were thrown out of whack. And I got moody. And until I got sleep and my body clock adjusted to out there, I got, my attitude, my mood got better. I was in a better frame of mind. But this study shows that long-term consistent interruption of your body clock, bipolar disorder, depression, and a few others that are listed here, people in the study wore activity monitors for a week to see how disrupted their clocks were. So these people didn't take a trip or nothing. This was just day-to-day life. Those who were highly active at night or inactive during the day were classed as being disrupted. So your daytime activity is pretty blasé and you're not very active. Those were disrupted sleep because the daytime, the normal body instinct is, hey, it's daylight. We should be up doing something, taking care of business before the sun goes down. And if you have a highly active night, the times that you're supposed to be resting and settling in, those people were ones that fell into the category of disrupted body clocks. And they were between 6 and 10% more likely to have been diagnosed with a mood disorder than people who had more typical active in the day, inactive at night pattern. Professor Smith, a psychiatrist, told the BBC these are not huge differences, but yet there still is. What was striking is it is pretty robust across a lot of interesting outcomes. The study found higher rates of major depression, bipolar disorder, and more feelings of loneliness, lower happiness, worse reaction times, and more mood instability in people with body clock disruptions. This case did not study people with, cell phone use. How many of these folks are using social media at night? They're just more active. Their brain is more active. It disrupts their body clocks. But what the study was inconclusive about was whether this disruption causes the mental illness, or if the body clock disruption is a symptom of it. Which came first, your mental illness or your body clock disruption? Or your body clock disruption that led to mental illness. But it makes a little sense. When we're not rested well, there's certain rhythms that your body needs and to stay within, to function properly. So many hours on, so many hours off. And we disrupt that. It could lead to some of our emotional problems and definitely lead to our moodiness. So help yourself find a rhythm. I'm not a fan of patterns, so we're going to call them a rhythm. You get stuck in a pattern, you just become boring. But get your body, your sleep cycle, and your activity cycle at least in a good rhythm. It'll help that frame of mind, because we all want to smile all the time. Everybody wants to be happy. And it really is a choice. I think with a lot of us, the problem to choose happiness means that we have to not pay attention to the things that are stressing us out. Whatever it is, a huge balloon payment at the end of your mortgage, and, oh, God, how am I going to pay that? Or you're running a little short on money this week. Things at work aren't going well. Your coworkers pissed you off real good. We have to turn away from that, and that we can't, because we feel it's important. Our work relationships help us have a positive workplace, and you stress about it. Sooner or later, you just got to say, I don't have space to rent to that right now. All my rental space is full in my head. I am not cramming another thing in there to worry about. When a vacancy opens up, then I'll have time to deal with you. But until then, no room in the inn. There's no vacancy. Try another hotel. It seems harsh, and like you can't just do that. Yeah, you can. Look, I'm capable of this right now. And for me, and I know I don't want to say I've got an excuse, but there's a reason, you bumped your head a year ago. But it's still basic, simple life skills to live within your own abilities. And dealing with stress is an ability. How much stress are you capable of dealing with? And be strong enough to know your limits and be able to say, whether it's your husband, your wife, your child, your boss, I've only got so much space, and right now, all the spaces are full. I will deal with this when I'm in a better place and appropriately prepared to deal with this. But we don't do that. And as part of my recovery, I've had to do that because it's not been easy, I get bumfuzzled easy. And as you hear, sometimes as I'm trying to put my thoughts into language and speak them, the CD skips a little bit. And so I got to remember I can't go as fast as I used to. I also am not emotionally or mentally capable of dealing with the stress I used to. And I think that is part of aging as well. That's just as the body gets older, your ability to deal with stress gets less because there's always a lot of stress there. Just life in general in today's society is stressful. Forget all of the outside extra stuff that comes along. The transmission in your car just went up, and that's $2,500 you don't have. Your water heater is going to go up next week, and that's $700 you don't have. Those kind of things just keep piling that stress up, and we have a choice. You do have a choice, Walrus Nation. Stand up for you. I know everybody in the Walrus Nation, male or female, if you saw somebody weaker than you being dumped on for whatever reason, you'd stand up for them. But why don't we stand up for ourselves sometimes? Most times. You know, I'm speaking from personal experience. Most times, if it's me, I'll just take whatever's left and just whatever. It don't matter as long as it calls it. No, hang on. It's not whatever you need. I can't do this no more. I can't do this right now. I have to postpone this. We don't stand up for ourselves like we stand up for others. Think about that. Walrus Nation, start to stand up for yourself a little bit because I think you're worth it. And hell, I love you. This is the Thursday edition of the Walrus Attacks podcast for Thursday, May the 17th, 2018. Welcome to the program, y'all.
Do a song way from 1988.
When Kurt and I were on this album, called Short Sets, Long Breaks, and Big Money.
That long set started the show. Sorry about that.
Straight line, walk the crooked one too. Walk the uphill climb, uphill back home to you. Walking back, if it takes the rest of my time. Walking back, if it takes the rest of my life. Walking back to you, walking back to you, walking back to you, back to my baby. Walk with troops in line, walk with drunks and fools too. Walk the long mile in a younger man's shoes. Walking back, if it takes the rest of my time. Walking back, if it takes the rest of my life. Walking back to you, walking back to you, walking back to you, back to my baby. Walking back, walking back, walking back to you. All right, thank you very much.
Hey guys, Joe Cat's doing it for us.
lives an alligator in a Louisiana town. Got a gold on the front and a diamond on his tail. And everybody wants for an alligator bag. Running the town day or night, me and old alligator with a big old bite. My name is Tom, and I survive. Call me my swan. I take your life, I take your life. While the poor man toasts the down, the fool stumbles home in the moonlight. Stumbles home in the moonlight. Oh, horn in a fishing on a hot summer day. Where he ran into a hunter when it hit him on the head. You've been causing trouble around these parts all my life. Gonna be the first one, gonna make it out alive. Running the town day or night, me and old alligator with a big old bag. My name is Tom, and I survive. Call me my swan. I take your life, I take your life. While the poor man turns to bell, the fool stumbles home in the moonlight. Stumbles home in the moonlight. The old something hasn't happened in years. Old Tom started crying them alligator tears. Hunter felt sorry and he lowered down his gun. Tom wasn't crying, he was staring at the sun. Running the town day or night, me and old alligator with a big old bite. My name is Tom, and I survive. Call me my swan. I take your life, I take your life. While the poor man toasts the down, the fool stumbles home in the moonlight. Stumbles home in the moonlight. Home in the moonlight.
As a double dose of our buddy Joe Cat, not Tom Cat, dear Lord. That's our buddy Joe Cat walking back to you, and then Alligator Tom. It's that time of year, boys and girls, getting ready to graduate high school, college, and even the 8th grade, whatever. They're moving on to the next step in life. And I don't know about you guys, but there are a lot of high school traditions, like a senior prank. Some places are a little more ethical and do like a senior gift back to the school or something. But for those like myself that were more interested in a senior prank, you got to give kudos to the 2018 class of Cumberland High School in western Wisconsin. These folks did it right. A high school prank should never cause destruction, damage to personal property, and it most definitely shouldn't cause harm or injury to any other person, whether emotionally or physically. It's not what it's about. It's about, hey, we're out of here. We're going to leave a little something to remember us by. Most times, like us, we ended up spray painting high school. We weren't real good kids. But these guys, kudos to you when even your school and your local police department send out social media posts congratulating you on the best senior prank Cumberland High School has ever seen. What they did, well, they went and found themselves an old wrecked junk car. Apparently it had been kind of cut in half. The front clip was missing off of it. So they get it brought in, probably by tow truck or rollback, and do this under the cover of night. And nobody knew it was happening until they showed up the morning to see it. They took an old white car and using some black tarp and a little visual trickery, they made it look as if the vehicle had crashed into their school. Not only into their school, but right into the principal's office. The windows of the car were decorated with a message saying, "See ya May 19th, 2018. We're busting out." And, you know, they're leaving. They're getting their graduation on. But in a post on its Facebook page, the Cumberland Police Department wrote, "Hats off to the Cumberland High School class of 2018 on your senior prank. Congratulations, class of 2018 on one of the best senior pranks the Cumberland High School has ever seen. Congratulations to all the seniors who are graduating." And even the school district was impressed because, like I said, they made it look like it pierced the wall right near the principal's office. The school district posted, "Nice work, seniors. You had everyone a little nervous this morning." And that was on the school district's Facebook page. They used loose bricks. There was no hole in the wall. No damage was done to any school property. It was all smoke and mirrors that they used to make this happen. And everybody got a kick out of it. The problem is sometimes creative children like this, and I call them children, they're still seniors in high school, but yes, they are young adults, come up with a good idea, but then the response from the police department and local authorities, even the school board, is where the negativity comes. You've got to give them that little liberty of expression. And as long as, like I said, no damage, no harm, no foul kind of mentality needs to be embraced by those authorities. And kudos to the Cumberland County School District and to the Cumberland to Cumberland Police Department. I don't know if it's Cumberland. It is Cumberland County, but also the name of the town is Cumberland. That happens a lot in areas like that. Anyway, kudos to everybody involved. It was a positive outcome from a positive situation. The seniors wanted to say goodbye and give them something to remember, and apparently they did. So there's a little advice for our Walrus Nation that has teenagers graduating and senior pranks on their minds. Little guidance of how to do it right. Do it where it's entertaining, impressive, but no harm caused to property or persons is always the best way. Living without harm. That's a way we should all embrace to live each and every day, shouldn't it? Not to harm others or impede others' journey of life, but help along the way where we can. And if you can't help, stay the hell out of the way. Good thought for the day. I got a little more music. I got a lot more entertainment. This is the Walrus Attacks Podcast here on Spreaker.com. Please share the love. I don't care if you call your friends, call your neighbors, hell, call your enemies and tell them that the Walrus Attacks Podcast is one of the most entertaining podcasts on the internet. You can catch it live every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. till 1. That's our current schedule. That may change, but you can go to Spreaker.com/Walrus Attacks 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Catch up on the episodes you've missed and listen at your leisure. So stick around, Walrus Nation. I got more to come.
Thought she found love, but in the end she was betrayed. She was betrayed.
Oh, here we go. Happy Thursday, Walrus Nation. Yeah, man, got to get a little better at my job. I kind of suck at this. I hope you're having a great Thursday. I'm enjoying myself. Apparently, the neighbors are enjoying a little break in the rain because the dogs upstairs are going crazy. Holly believes she owns the roadway in front of her house, and so if you pass by it, she's the troll that lives under the bridge. It's going to let you know you shouldn't be going by. A shout out to our buddy Jody Tempted down there in Roane County, Tennessee. He says the Rockwood seniors, they put the athletic director's car inside the gym or something. Let me see exactly what he said there. Where did they put it? They just put it inside the school, he said somewhere. But, you know, as long as they didn't tear the school up or hurt the athletic director's car, good prank. Be my luck, the athletic director would be driving some old piece of junk that leaked oil and transmission fluid all over the freshly redone gymnasium floor or something, right? And then they'd want me to pay for that. So, yeah, good on you, Rockwood High School. Good on you, Cumberland High School out there in Wisconsin. The Walrus Wonders question of the day is up, and checking out a few of the answers there during that music break. The question was, where would you go if you were given the opportunity to travel with no expense to anywhere in the world you would want to go? My buddy Johnny, we all know Johnny's that real personable guy that has a real great warming personality that to everybody he comes in contact with. He said where he would go with solitary confinement. Our dear friend Paul Fabiano from Vendor Life TV, who we talk to on Tuesdays, he's at home. He's on the road all year, every year, pretty much. Very little downtime in his life, and he home. And even put up a GIF of GIF or GIF, whatever you call them. GIF to me was a peanut butter back when I was a kid. Now it's a picture. Anyway, of Dorothy. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Our friend Tammy says she'd like to go to Ireland. And Spoo, I don't know why you won't go to hell, but all right, if that's where you won't go, you know, I'll meet you there one day. Everybody says I'm going to hell wearing gasoline-soaked pants and probably driving the bus that the rest of y'all will be riding, but that's all right. We'll make it through, I promise. We've been through a lot, ain't we, Walrus Nation? We'll continue to thrive and survive despite everybody else. We did the Walrus Wonders questions. Oh, coming up a little bit later on in the program, about a little closer to that lunchtime hour, I'll have your daily dope, your dose of positive energy, something to send you off into your afternoon with a smile on your face, a bright spot in your heart, and despite the weather outside, sunshine's coming sooner or later, I promise. And Mother Nature's liquid sunshine gets us down a little bit. I'm just trying to be that bright spot in a rainy day. Here's a little Ghost of War. This is the Walrus Attacks podcast on Spreaker.com. That was a real short one from Ghost of War. Not sure what that was, but must have been an intro recording or something that I mistakenly loaded into the queue. So let's go to Great Train Robbery. And how about a little Blue Jean Girl? I know what this one is. Happy Thursday to you, Walrus Nation. We're talking about happiness, you know. I like to spread positive energy, make people smile, laugh a little bit, think about something other than what's got you down or driving you crazy. I want to go. I want to meet this lady. I need somebody to arrange a trip for her and me. We'll meet halfway or something. But there's a Russian woman who says she has never had one happy day in her life. You won't believe she's 128 years old. Now, how do you live to be 128 years old and say, I've never had one happy day in my life? She claims to be the oldest person in the world, but says her upcoming 129th birthday is nothing but punishment. Koku Istambulova from Chechnya says she has not had a single happy day in her entire life and has no idea how she has managed to live this long. Part of her diet is weird, too. She says she shuns meat but loves fermented milk. And she believes her longevity in life is simply God's will that she live to see 129 next month so he can continue to punish her. Life is her punishment. She looks pretty good for a gal in the pictures I've seen. It's 128. The claim that Istambulova is about to turn 129 is made by the Russian government and is based on her her passport, which shows her date of birth is 1st of June, 1889. Wow. That's just nuts. If that age is correct, Istambulova was already 27 when the Russian Revolution unseated Tsar Nicholas II, 55 when World War II ended, and 102 when the Soviet Union collapsed a generation ago. During the war, she recalls a scary Nazi German tanks passing her family home in a village in Chechnya. She's got good recollection of things and has, pretty accurate depictions of them. She and her family were later deported, along with the entire Chechen nation, Kazakhstan, and Siberia. That was done by Stalin, who accused them of Nazi collaboration. When asked how she lived so long, she told an interviewer, "It's God's will. I did nothing to make it happen. Matter of fact, I'm miserable. I don't even want to be here. I see people who live long going for sports or eating something special, keeping themselves fit, but I have no idea how I lived until now. I have not had a single happy day in my life. I've always worked hard, digging in the garden. I'm tired. Long life is not at all God's gift for me, but a punishment," she says. She is articulate and able to feed herself and walk, but her eyesight is failing, according to the report. It says during her long life, she's lost several children, including a son who died at age 6. That's never easy to deal with, but Lord, that was 100 years ago. Literally. During her long life, she lost a son at 6. Relatives say Istambulova's only surviving daughter, Tamara, died 5 years ago at the age of 104. They've just got good genes or something. I got a funny story about people living long. There's this guy, I've always called him just Crazy Rob. I really don't know what his last name is, just Crazy Rob. And we had the opportunity to run into that dude the first time we met him, and I realized this guy's about a couple apples short of a full bushel. So we sat there talking with him and hanging out at a local establishment. He decided, it's like 4 o'clock, man, I got to go. Really? It's my time to sit with my aunt. I said, "Oh, you got an aging aunt?" He said, "Aging?" He said, "She's 106 years old." He said, "It's ignorant to live that long and inconvenience your family like this. And can't you be normal and just check out at an average age, like 90 or something?" Rob, you can't say that about your aunt. Oh, yeah, I can. It's ignorant to live that long. I don't want to live that long, be a problem. This gal, 128 over in Russia, still digging in the garden, asking God, when are you going to let me die? I hope I don't ever get to that. I want to live to be 100 just to piss a bunch of people off. And there'll be quite a few. Well, no, they probably won't live that long if I live to be 100, so it'll make them mad that I'm at their funeral instead of them being at mine. Be my way of getting back at a few folks. Just outlive them. This is the Walrus Attacks podcast for Thursday, May the 17th, 2018. I'm glad you're here with me. I hope you're glad to be here with me. Be sure you spread the word. Tell your friends, tell your family, hell, even tell your enemies. I don't care. And tell them the best entertainment on the internet is the Walrus Attacks podcast, and you can hear it live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. right here on Spreaker.com. And for all your ink needs, got to take a moment and shout out to those who helped keep us here, helped get me back on the air, and were very supportive. First, a personal shout out to my buddy Wayne Huffman, Huffy the Clown. Appreciate you, my friend, and for your willingness to help me get things going again. Where did that piece of paper go? There it is. DeVille Inc., Tattoo and Piercing Company on Eastern Avenue in Baltimore, Maryland. They've got all your needs from, do you want them to help create, bring to fruition the tattoo you have in your mind, you've created in your head, you need it put down on paper so they can put it on your skin? DeVille Inc. is your one-stop shop for one-off creative tattoos, great artistic ability. You've already got one picked out. Show up, they'll draw it up and stick it on you and do a great job at a great price. DeVille Inc. Tattoo and Piercing Company on Eastern Avenue in Baltimore, Maryland. And L's Bar and Grill out there on Route 7 at the Baltimore-Harford County line. It's L's County Line Bar and Grill. Very biker-friendly bar, lots of great entertainment. The food is awesome, and the beer is always cold. So when you're out and about looking for new ink, make sure you check out Tony DeVille. And you need a good riding destination? Look up L's County Line Bar and Grill on Facebook. They do a bike night every Wednesday night. I'm pretty positive it got rained out last night, but Mother Nature permits Wednesday nights. L's County Line Bar and Grill there just across the Hartford-Baltimore County line in Baltimore County on Route 7. Look them up on Facebook. Let them know the Thunder Walrus sent you.
The countryside. Everybody come on, start your engine. We're getting ready to ride. We'll ride staggered down the highway. All the people gonna line the street. The riders look on in amazement at all the happy faces that they meet. Every time I think about it, all I wanna do is smile. This is the reason that we ride. Oh, children are the reason that we ride with such pride. This is the reason that we ride. Yeah, children are the reason that we ride with such pride. They said we do whatever it takes to make their pain all go away. See, we ride to give them all the money, give them kids a brand new day. reason that we ride. Yeah, children are the reason that we ride with such pride. This is the reason. Oh, that we ride. Yeah, children are the reason that we ride with such pride. Children are the reason. 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 Oh, I tell you about it. Children are the reason. Children are the reason. Children are the reason. Let's go, boys.
Welcome to the Walrus Attacks podcast. It's Thursday, y'all. One more day. Tomorrow's Friday. I like to look at Thursday as Friday's ugly little sister. If you're nice to Thursday, maybe Friday will be nice to you. And I hope everybody's got great and fun plans for the weekend. Don't forget, this weekend, weather permitting, Saturday, it's outlawed jamboree in the woods there at Uncle Bob's Corral in the woods. That's Saturday. I think it kicks off at like 11 o'clock and goes till 11 at night. Then on Sunday, it's Rock Hall Spring Bike Fest 2018 in Rock Hall, Maryland, down there on the Eastern Shore. So check those two events out on Facebook. Come out and join us and say hi, pick up some Walrus swag, and help support this podcast and keep us on the air. How many of y'all got those Alexa or whatever home assistants? Alexa, order me paper towels. Alexa, turn on the lights. Alexa, whatever, play Walrus Attacks podcast. Well, in Florida, there's a young lady that thought, man, Alexa would be a great home assistant. I've got so much to do and all the things to take care of, like her 4-year-old African gray Congo parrot. Parrot's only 4 years old, and it can already speak 300 words. But now the parrot has figured out how much fun it is to play with Alexa. That's right. Orlando, Florida, a tech-savvy parrot is making international headlines for using devices many people are still trying to figure out. I'm one. I don't have that kind of stuff because I don't know how to use it. I don't know that it would be functional for me. You know, you tell Alexa to do something like add peanut butter to my grocery list. Well, see, I'm the kind of guy that would forget to download the grocery list from Alexa. I mean, does she write it on the wall? Does she put it, send you a text message? Just because you tell Alexa, how do you remember? Well, this home assistant is something far beyond my desires or capabilities, so it works out well for me. But the parrot's owner says, first you're half awake and like, was that a dream? Did that just happen? Said the owner. All day, every day. It's lights on, lights off. Let's teach this parrot to do something a little more constructive, like, clean up after itself, or tell Alexa to order a maid and come pick this mess up. The parrot's name is Petra. And just it's simple stuff like this. It just drives me crazy. A parrot who can use something I don't even want to begin to learn how to use has a YouTube channel now that was created by her owner, and she has more than 12,000 subscribers. And it's all just videos of Petra interacting with Alexa. And 12,000 people are I can't get 1,200 people to follow me. That's a lie. I've got 1,700 on Spreaker and 1,000 or two here and there on Facebook. This one channel, the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel's got 39 subscribers, and I've been doing this for 8 years. This parrot's only 4 years old and already got 12,000. Maybe I should grow some feathers and learn to work with Alexa and let Pam put put that on my YouTube channel, see if it draws any attention. Do you use Alexa? Do you find it helpful? Or sometimes I think the technology that is supposed to make our lives simpler and easier complicates it because it causes stress. Reference back to the morning bitch from yesterday, this cell phone. It doesn't, I'm supposed to be able to communicate with people, and because I've apparently reached my data limit for some reason, I can't even get text messages from my daughter and friends. That's not helping me. It's frustrating me. I guess it's my fault if I wasn't so damn cheap and but I've got an unlimited plan. I've heard stories, though, that these phone companies are screwing with you, that once you get to so many gigabytes of data, they slow you down a little bit because you're being greedy. Well, if I wasn't greedy, I wouldn't have got unlimited data, dingbat. We've already established I'm greedy. You have to fulfill that need and greed. That's what I pay you for. I might be taking a little trip to the Sprint store this afternoon. How frustrated do you get with your phone, Walrus Nation? Get those moments where you want to throw it out the window at 65 miles an hour? Yeah, we've all been there, but phones are so damn expensive now. Phones cost more than my first car. $800 for a damn cell phone. Are you kidding? Let's go back to the old rotary phones where you can get one of those at a flea market for $5. I can handle that. This is the third, showing my age and curmudgeon. I'm turning into a damned old curmudgeon that just, nature, I guess. It happens. I don't want to be a grouchy old bastard, but I play one on TV. This is the Walrus Attacks Podcast. Welcome to the show, y'all. right, Walrus Nation. There's opportunities to take one good thing and combine it with another good thing and make something great, right? Like barbecue and bourbon tasting. You know, I've been to a barbecue bourbon event where they put different barbecues and use bourbon to make the sauces, and you get to drink the beer, the bourbon, and have some of the barbecue made with the bourbon, and those are good things. Hell, I even give my buddy Johnny Lang credit. He come up with an idea, put two things he loved together, and created his own niche in life. He loved strip clubs and he loved motorcycles, so he started making motorcycles with stripper poles on them, and Strip Club Choppers was born, and bam, you know, now going on 15 years it's been around. But this is mildly disturbing. First off, I don't even know what the hell goat yoga is. But apparently it's a thing in Oregon. I don't know if those folks are bored out there or just lack of entertainment, things to do. But holy crap, what is goat yoga? And secondly, why would you want to pair it, and I mean combine it, with craft beer tasting? Yes, it actually is a thing, and it's taking place in Oregon. And after the goat yoga class, it's followed up by goat happy hour, featuring a sampling of Coin Toss beers, which is a craft brewery out there in Oregon. The class has started April 20th. The next event is tomorrow night, May 18th. You can also attend on June 1st, June 15th, or June 29th. The 30-minute yoga class, like I said, is followed up by beer tasting. Craft beer is a very social and relaxing experience, said Coin Toss founder Tim Hole. Beer and yoga is already a thing at many breweries and tap rooms. So when your gal or guy says he's going to yoga class, yeah, he's going to go stretch a little bit and get warmed up for throwing back them 16-ounce mugs of craft beer, 12-ounce, however big a mug you get. And why not add the fun and joy of goats to the mix, he goes on to say. Don't goats like put their head down and run into you and butt heads with you real hard, and I can see you in Downward Dog, and here comes this goat and shoves a horn right up your woo-hoo. No, that's not what yoga's supposed to be about. You know, that's the kind of kinky stuff you see in Tijuana, not in a yoga class. Good Lord. The sessions start at 6 p.m. at Beaver Lake Stables, just outside of Oregon City. And I'd be willing just to go watch this. I don't want to participate, but I'd be willing to make a trip to Oregon just to see this happen. And thing of it is, it's selling out quick. It says if you want to go, you better register soon because sessions are limited to 30 participants and sell out quickly. You get to go play with goats and have a craft beer happy hour sampling it. Now, you're not getting full mugs, you're sampling it. And each session costs $50. Look, for $50, I don't have to have a goat horn crammed up my butt or drink sippings of beer. For $50, I want a whole beer. Matter of fact, it better be a 12-pack. They are 21 and over, of course, and you can go online and check them out at goatyoga.net/events. Goat yoga and beer tasting. You know what's going to happen. Some redneck from down south from my neck of the woods going to end up in Oregon one day and have a few too many beers and go, hey, you want to go do goat yoga? A few more beers and a few interesting positions in yoga, and those poor goats are going to be violated. Come here. Brace yourself. You're going to feel a pinch. No. Goat yoga, not a good thing. At least not for me. If you're into goats, knock yourself out. Huh? Goat yoga and beer tasting, boy. Wake up next to a goat. What happened last night? Dude, I don't know. We went to that goat yoga and beer tasting thing, and here we are, and all you hear is, "Mah." You got a damn goat in the bed with you. What have you done, son? You see, you mixed too many things together. You got confused. You were supposed to be taking the goat yoga instructor home, not the goat itself. This is the Walrus Attacks podcast. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, spending time. Those chatting with me may have an opportunity to get old Ralphie Boy Piscatelli in the studio tomorrow. He's chatting with me on the Spreaker page there, and said that now he knows why he don't get text message answers from me, because my phone service sucks. Yep, that's it. And that he may be willing to come over and hang out tomorrow. Now, he says willing. He's dying to. In previous lives of this podcast, Ralph was quite a regular on Fridays. He works a 4-day work week and some weekends, but Fridays are usually his day off. And he used to love to come hang out on Friday. Show up and bring beer. We'll make it a great show, Ralphie boy. Stick around, y'all. I've got your Daily Dope coming up next. Here's a little more. Oh, no, wait a minute. This is Chain Denial, Two Faces. This is the Walrus Attacks podcast on Spreaker.com. Happy Thursday, Walrus Nation. Morning to you, Spoo. How you doing, my friend? Chatting with me there on the Spreaker page, him and Ralph and a few others hanging out with us while we get through this rainy Thursday midday. I told you I'd be back with your daily dope. Think about things that happen to you. I've shared stuff with you over the first 3 days here about positive energy and seeing the silver lining of every cloud, but it takes a little more than that to process it, to analyze the situation, the circumstances that have stemmed from it, and is it either a lesson or a blessing? I've got a bunch of little old cliches that everything in life can be classified two categories. You give them what you want. The other day I shared with you, and the test is coming up next after the Daily Dope. From yesterday when I closed the show, I told you there'd be a test. Well, it's coming, so be prepared. But as far as today's Daily Dope goes, those two categories, a lesson or a blessing, something you learn from or something that benefits you, everything is either an opportunity to grow or an obstacle to prevent you from growing. Your job is to figure out which one it is and treat it accordingly. There's many ways you can analyze situations or circumstances that arise in life, and you look at it as one of two ways. Here's a third one. Think about this question. What is the difference between a stepping stone and a stumbling block? What is the difference between the stepping stone and a stumbling block? This question, the answer is very simple. It's all in how you use them. The circumstances presented to you provide you a choice of how you're going to deal with that circumstance. Is it going to be a stumbling block, something that trips you up? Or is it something that's going to be a stepping stone and you use it to move forward? Now, remember, sometimes stepping stones aren't always easy, not because they're too far apart or when they're on flat ground, they're perfect. But if that stepping stone requires you to go up, step up in the world, we sometimes think of those things as stumbling blocks and realize instead of looking at it as an opportunity to raise ourselves to the next level. Just because you run into something face to face, a wall, a stumbling block per se, find a way to use it as a stepping stone, Walrus Nation. It's one of two things, an opportunity to grow or an obstacle to keep you from it. It's either a lesson or a blessing. It's either a stumbling block or a stepping stone. You get to choose how you use each and every circumstance, situation in your life. Your choice of how to handle it, deal with it, benefit from it, learn from it, and at the very end, move on. Life is a journey. Nobody should be stagnant. If you're standing still in life, and I'm not saying because you live in the same place for 20 years, you've been in the same job for 20 years. If that's part of your journey and that's a building block for you because you're investing in a home and saving for the future and your children's future, don't look at it negatively. It's all in how, because see, I, for a very long time, would pick it. Why are you stuck in this rut? People would tell me I'm not stuck in a rut. Well, just because I perceive it as a rut, the person living it doesn't see it as being in a rut. So it's none of my concern. The only time it becomes my concern is when somebody says, hey, man, I'm stuck in a rut and I'm just bored with life. Help me out here. Help me get out of this funk. Okay, then it's my concern if you ask for help. But until then, everybody's journey's different. And I was quick to do that. Man, you guys are doing it all wrong. No, they're not. They're doing it right for them. How many times have you done that to people? Do you? Or are you a good person? You're not like me. You don't look at people and just start jumping to conclusions. Although that is a fun game Pam Pie and I used to play. No harm to anyone else. It was for our own little entertainment. we go to great places like the beach, Ocean City, Maryland, or down Fort Walton Beach, Myrtle Beach, Virginia Beach, wherever. Go find ourselves a bench to park on, and then our game is called Dr. Phil them. Not, like Dr. Phil, analyze them. Look at them and try to Dr. Phil their situation. Who are they? What are they? Why are they here? It's a great game. People watching is one of the best games on the planet. And you can play it anywhere. Your local mall, your local grocery store, a park bench, anywhere you want to, where people are gathering, just go people watch, and then add the extra caveat of, Dr. Philling them. Psychoanalyze them. They work at the same accounting office for the past 40 years. They've got 6 children, blah, blah, blah. Just what is your impression of that person? Who are they? And I know you're not supposed to judge people, but hey, you won't get good at judging people if you don't practice, right? That's what we're doing. We're practicing our judgment. So when it comes time, we can make the right judgments. No, I'm just kidding. But take the opportunity to look at the circumstances and situations in your life. Analyze them. Dr. Phil those. Break them down. Is this a lesson or a blessing? Is it an obstacle or a stepping stone? And if it looks like an obstacle, what can I do to turn it into a stepping stone? It's all about that positive energy. You have the choice each and every day to be happy. You don't have to be pleased with your circumstances. Things ain't always perfect. They're not. I'm not saying that this is a euphoric world, where you take a little bit of this special dust and nothing ever bothers you anymore. No, we're human. Things go wrong. We make mistakes. Stuff breaks. Kids make bad decisions, and parents have to help them through it. But it's how you treat it. Remember, this thing I have on the wall up here about attitude. Life is only 10% what happens to us. The other 90% is dictated by how you handle it. So do your best, Walrus Nation. Pride yourself with being a positive person, no matter how negative the circumstances may be around you. You be that positive energy and that positive light to a world that's full of negativity, and just watch how the world responds to you. I bet you'll be impressed. That's your daily dope. I'm coming back with your test from yesterday's end of the broadcast. We had a few things we needed to not do and look forward to doing. Now, just so you know, I'm going to go listen to the end of yesterday's broadcast so I know what the answers are.
Some to have the fun. They trade the whiskey and they do the cocaine over and over again to the bitter end. The next drink is black to his dread. Ain't in the same lane of the cell. They live the high life way too long. Over and over again, they're gonna die young. Your time will come. Face down in blood. I'll wait for heaven to be saved.
right. Let's see how this goes, Walrus Nation. Yours truly couldn't get to the segment of the show fast enough before the song ended to recall. So let's see how well I get this down. I remember we were going, the first thing was always look at what's going on in your life, and is it a opportunity to grow or an obstacle to keep you from growing, and treat it accordingly. We're going to try to not pull a gun on anybody in the grocery store because you forgot something and had to go back and get it. Try not to shoot the delivery man at Walgreens because he's blocked you in for a second and imposed upon your day for a couple of minutes. And do not encourage or accept help from children when you are doing disturbing things to get rid of a nuisance animal. Don't drown any nuisance raccoons with the help of a sixth grader. The teacher was doing that. I think I got all 4 of them. Your daily dope, don't pull a gun on anybody at the grocery store, don't shoot the delivery man at FedEx, and don't encourage children to help you drown raccoons in your classroom especially. Now, somebody that's following this and remembered it correctly or wrote it down, took notes, send me a message via text or there on Spreaker, Facebook or something. Let me know how close I was to getting it correct. This weekend, we're still keeping our fingers crossed for that rain to get the hell up out of here. And while the music break was on, I really wasn't looking for the end of the show yesterday. I truly tried to remember it. I hope I got it right. I was checking out Facebook, and all of our folks that are down there in Myrtle Beach seem to say the rain has seemed to let up, and it's so far so good for today, at least down in Myrtle Beach. So, road ho, I hope you all are having a good time down there. And Miss Debbie from Deb's Jewelry, hopefully it stays dry and you all move a lot of merchandise down there. To all our friends that are hanging out down there, enjoy yourselves. Looked like old Roadho was enjoying himself this morning. He had a video he put up, Nate called it Beach Life, watching it's comforting, man. I've went back and looked at it a couple times, just watching the waves roll in, break on the beach. They're not big waves down there. They're like ours here in Ocean City, Maryland, or any Atlantic coast beach you've been to. They don't get the big surf like ones out in California or Hawaii they can get. It's relaxing. I even have one of those white noise things. And it's actually just a CD. Put it in a CD player and play it, and it's the waves breaking on the beach. I used to love going to sleep to that thing. Now I can just fall asleep sitting here. If I stop talking long enough, my eyes will close. And no, I don't have sleep apnea. I'm just lazy. I've been tested. It's truly just laziness. Walrus Nation, we've made it almost through our first week. I can't believe it's my 4th day of broadcasting this podcast. Please, I appreciate you so much, but please keep up the hard work of spreading the news, share the link, tell your friends, tell your neighbors. Hell, I don't care if you tell your enemies, just tell somebody that the Walrus Attacks podcast is one of the most relaxing and best entertaining. We're not talking about anything important. Everybody else can talk about that. I want to provide that oasis of solitude where the problems of the world don't bother you, and we can make fun and make jokes about a few things and not worry about whose feelings we hurt, because to be honest with you, the people whose feelings I hurt wouldn't be listening to this anyway. They're too thin-skinned for me, and that's all right. Not finding no fault. I believe when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So if you're going to be listening to my podcast, you're going to have to do like the Walrus Nation and just laugh it off and let's move on, because these are just jokes, people. Don't take life too seriously, y'all. None of us get out of here alive.
Ties that bind,
hold tight today.
yours and mine. Together reigned, one in the same, too young to die. Make them drain, muscles to save. Yeah. Oh, he said to me, you're never allowed, you'll never be free. Oh, it's such a drag, living your life in a body bag.
Pay more attention. Wake up, sunshine. The show ain't over yet. Walrus Nation, we're in that lunchtime hour. I hope all of you brought something good to eat today. Something bright and sunshiny. At least, some fruit, an orange. Have a little sunshine in your hand. Have an orange or something. Good Lord willing, we're going to break out of this tomorrow. Last reminder, I know I'm beating you all over the head with it, but tomorrow, Saturday, weather pending. All this is still right now what's happening. Jamboree, the outlawed Jamboree in the woods over there at Uncle Bob's Corral in the woods. And Elkton, Maryland's the address. The event is on Facebook. Yours truly will be there. I'll have both the choppers, as long as it's not pouring down the rain, and all the Crazy Bitch Entertainment, Thunder Walrus, and White Trash swag and apparel you can need or ever want. And just know that helps keep this podcast and me, keeps my ends meet and keeps me here behind this mic each and every day. And I look forward to the opportunities to come out and hang out with y'all. So that'll be an opportunity Saturday for great music. And then on Sunday, it's the Rock Hall, Maryland, Rock Hall Volunteer Fire Company's Spring Bike Fest. All the money raised goes to the Rock Hall Volunteer Fire Company. It's there at the Bayside Landing in Rock Hall. Look it up on Facebook as well. It's going to be a good time. For such a small little get-together, there are a lot of people go to that event. It's something that's been happening for a while. They do a spring and a fall one. It's a one-day event meant to draw local folks. And I know I saw somebody post something about they didn't do much research because they rescheduled it for the 20th, and that coincides with a big poker run or a fundraising ride up in Newark, Delaware, and they kind of draw from that same pool of people over there, Northeast Maryland, the Eastern Shore folks in Northern Delaware. So sorry that happened. I didn't have no control over that, but I will be there. So if you're out and about and have time looking for a fun Sunday afternoon ride for a destination to hang out and have some good food, enjoy some good music, and then enjoy your ride back over here to this side of the bay, Rock Hall, Maryland. It's the Volunteer Fire Company's Spring Bike Fest for 2018. Check it out on Facebook and make sure you come by and say hi and see me. Got to thank Vendetta Wear for all of their help in getting the Walrus back on his feet and up and running. For all your screen printing needs, check out Vendetta Wear. Go to their website. I think you can email. It's wayne@vendettaware.net. Check out Vendetta Wear. Sounds spelled just like it sounds. VENDETTAWEAR. Vendetta Wear. No spaces, no underscores. And Hip Shooter Customs, you got an idea, something you want to make for your bike or have made for it, and you don't know the guy? Well, we've got him. Hip Shooter Customs. Ronnie is one of the most incredible metal workers, fabricators that you'll ever meet. You want to see some of his work? Come by and check out the one of the choppers. He made this landing gear for the stripper pole on my bike. Fabricated it all from scrap, did it all by his little lonesome, and very appreciative for his help. You want some more information about Hip Shooter Customs? It's by appointment only. That's just how it's working right now. It's by appointment only. You want some information, send me an email at TYAROSH01. That's TYARSH01 in the subject line. Put Hip Shooter Customs, and we'll get you in contact with Ronnie and have a what do they call it? A brainstorming session. So you got to have a brain to brainstorm, and my CD skips a little bit. So you'll have to get with Ronnie and do the brainstorming. He can help understand what you're looking for, tell you what it's going to take, and hopefully bring your project and imagination to fruition. He can bring it to life, I promise you. Hip Shooter Customs, we appreciate them. Custom Auto and Cycle, Oliphant, Pennsylvania, Mr. Jerry Tully. Those are good friends and great people. Everything from custom hot rod work to a one-off custom chopper motorcycle build, and even insurance collision work. They take care of it all up there. Custom Auto and Cycle in Oliphant, Pennsylvania. You live up in that neck of the woods, northeastern PA, and you need some help with a ride, a hot ride, a motorcycle, or a custom build, go by and see our friends Jerry Tully. Walrus Nation, you've got to be positive, and that is a choice. So remember that. Being positive is a choice. Even in the most negative of situations, be that positive light. I hope you enjoy your Thursday, and look for some stuff coming from me on Throwback Thursdays. As Pam and I were going through stuff and reestablishing, I got on my YouTube channel and found a couple of old stand-up bits that still brought a smile to my face and made Pam Pie giggle. So maybe as part of my Throwback Thursdays here for the next couple of weeks, I'll scrounge up some old comedy material and video clips and share those on Instagram and Facebook and what have you. So be looking for those, and if I don't see you before then, I'll be here to talk to you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for the Friday edition of the Walrus Attacks podcast here on Spreaker.com. Until then, peace, Walrus Nation.